Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Afternoon, evening to you all on planet Earth and many Earths that I have been to. Yes, that's right. In my world, ladies and gentlemen, as a supernatural and paranormal activity bounty hunter, I can travel to many other worlds, which is kind of a big thing, you know? Let me tell you how that is possible. Well, in my Life of Monty series, my roleplay storyline, I will eventually tell the story of how I managed to create a device which allows me to multiverse travel. I can travel to many Earths in this world, and many Earths in the multiverse. You know, Earth, and yes, there are some little what do they call it? Kind of digging the single patch beard right there. Kind of helps with the identity, you know. Hello from Crazy Review Chat. As I was saying, there are many storylines, there are many things like that I wish to talk about and tell in a video format. Now I would if I could, but I did, and I cannot do. Make a mobile app and then tell my story on this mobile app and all that, but I need to learn how to create a mobile app and everything of a kind, and I have no, basically, if you know already, unemployed since 2005, basically left school without qualifications and whatnots. Don't get me started on how that happened. Let me just give you, a little, an idea. You live in your city, and there are certain crap schools and crap colleges in your city that for years you avoided, you avoided, and basically that's me. I went to a crap school in my city, and that has the worst kind of education system and worst system of every systems ever. And basically, they just turned around and told me that I'm not eligible to do my GCSEs because you're not ready yet. And they had to pull the plug on me as well. Which, what I mean by pull the plug is basically, because they said that I'm not ready yet, they could not send me back to another class because I'm older, and it'd be very weird at the time, way back in 2005, very weird for a 15-year-old to go back to year 7 or year 8 or something like that, or year 9 in the UK schools. I don't know about US, but I'm pretty sure in the US you guys don't have that, you know. I'm pretty sure you guys in the US don't have that. Like, you guys have like a different kind of education system and all that, and pretty much in Europe too, and in Asia too as well, and Australia too. Like, you guys have different educational systems and all that. For me to go into the same class as your US education system would have been very different. So it's kind of confusing. But if you're from the UK and you understand the whole education system and you know how it works and everything like that, then you realise what's the kerfuffle all about. But my story is that I joined the worst school, and I was like, this is the worst school ever, you know, like this is like the worst school I can ever join. Even though everyone says it's good in the time back in the day and all that, and you know, like apparently it was the worst school and they didn't give me any proper schooling. So I ended up living through the worst school of my life, and now in 2005 I did my years in school like every normal kid does, and basically they just turned around and said, we can't put you in year 12, we can't put you in you know, like sixth form, we can't do that because you're not educated enough, you're not like educated enough, you've tried, you know, like because of your learning difficulties. It's because of because I suffer from learning difficulties, so we're going to send you to college instead. And for me, back in the day, that was the greatest thing that ever happened. But in reality, it was the hardest thing as well, because going to college in 2007, I skipped a year because I thought I'd take a break. They never knew about me at all. They basically signed me up and never told them that I'm universal. I'm learning difficulties. Never told them that I had many difficulties in schools. Never told them about my moving background and everything like that. So, you know, like never told them anything. And basically, I lived through college, did the basic levels because I wasn't qualified to do any like actual course things. A normal person, right? Let's just say a normal person. They passed the year 7, they passed the year 8, they passed the year 9, they passed the year 10, they passed the year 11, they passed the year 12, they went into 6th form. Then they go into college and they do their course, they do the main course, you know what they want to do. They don't do any other courses, they concentrate on that course alone. That never happened to me because it's very hard to explain, but you know, like let's just say it's a wild goose chase, you know. So the result was I had to do everything again, learn from the basics again, do basic education, not an actual course that I really wanted to do. So for example, if I wanted to do games design, I wanted to learn a lot about games design. Now a normal person goes to college and they sign up for the course that they want to do. Like, you can be an electrician, you can be a plumber, you can be a whatever you want to be, a lawyer or whatever. For me, that never happened. Like, that never happened. So I had to do, I basically went to college to do the simple education and waste my life and got nothing out of it. Now the education was like similar to GCSEs, you know, they're similar to GCSEs. So, yeah, after many years of going to multiple colleges, multiple courses, multiple things like that, my education kind of screwed up. And, like, you're looking at a man with basic no life skills. You're looking at a man with, I'm very embarrassed to say this, but you're looking at a man that basically does not know how to shower, basically does not know how to go to the toilet properly, does not know, it's my disability, it's my learning difficulty, disability that I have. And that unfortunately has stuck to me permanently. Now, any big person that comes to me and starts talking jargon of whatever jargon they want to talk of, I will not understand a word that you will be saying. My friend, I want you to hire the same person that's literally on my level. I want you to be more aware of the person that you're talking to. I want you to be more simple and easy understanding. But that never existed. That never existed in my life. When I got arrested last year, I was trying my hardest to understand what the fuck is going on. I was trying my hardest. And no one could even tell me anything, simple. So, yeah. Learning difficulties, ladies and gentlemen, is a disability that you have. And I would like to make people aware of that kind of disability. Not learning disabilities, but learning difficulties. Some people are born perfect and gloomy and all that. But in reality, when they check up, when the doctor really checks you up and all that, checks everything, your brain levels, your everything your everything, and they realize that this person cannot do a simple task that normal people can do, then that's when everything goes down the drain, you see. For me, those things that I just said are true. Are true. And that's why I can't have friends. Because I can't have friends, I can't have a wife, I can't have anything of that kind. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit personal. Because this is getting in the way. So yeah, there's a little insight and a little sharing of my disability that I actually have. Don't think I'm a crazy man or anything like that. I just suffer from that disability called learning difficulties. Now you're probably wondering what kind of learning difficulties. That I want to do the research. That I really want to grab a doctor or a professional person, a medical person, and I want to literally tell them, scan my brain. I'm 32 years old. Scan my brain and see what's wrong with me. Do all the tests. Cut me open while you're out. I don't mind. But that never happened. Medical negligence, So it's a very difficult life for me. And I usually put that life away from me and never tell anybody. But Twitch is a pretty much understanding audience and all that. YouTube is a pretty much understanding audience, so you guys could probably relate and all that. I tend to go my own way and imagination. Everyone that I've met, all the people that I've met in my life, they all will say the same thing, that you, the future person watching this video, and wanting to meet me will have the same thing that, you know, they will say, that I've got a wild imagination. So that's why a long time ago somebody said, Monty, you've got a wild imagination. You tell me all these stories, you tell me all these things, Why don't you make it into a real thing? Make it into a book, or make it into a storyline, make it into a something. And that is how the creation of my storyline between the supernatural and the normal, Primitech is called. Primitech is called. There, I've just announced the name of my roleplay storyline name, series, Primitech. The logo is half the DNA. There's two DNA sides. There's this side and this side. This side is the supernatural side. This side is the human side, and it's kind of like joined together. But however, in Primitech, the supernatural side will be used. The human side will be another company. That company will be a separate storyline, and that storyline section, that different company, will cover the life of Monty, the Days family, and many other things like that. The human side, if you ask me. And in the Primitech side, that's when the supernatural will happen, and it will tell you the life of Monty of the supernatural side, of how he became a sorcerer, what was his powers and what was his abilities and what was his, gifts and all that. But I'd like to remind you that Mr. Monty's original power, the power that he had for the first time, was to take other people's powers. So say that person right there, you, in front of you, had the power of fire, and you was in a sticky situation. Like you're in a bank and there's a bunch of robbers and things like that, and you had no idea how to get out of it. Mr. Monty's powers goes like this. He touches the person right in front of him, the person of fire demon they called him, and basically he gets the power of fire through his hands. He absorbs that person's power. Unfortunately for that person, they become weak. They become almost like skeletal kind of form. They're supposed to be in hospital. They're still alive. Don't think that still alive. They're just in skeletal form. To which, if they're strong enough, they will survive. But if they're a weak person, they'll die instantly. So, Mr. Monty's powers, original powers, basically means, like power stealing kind of powers. And that's how the storyline will happen. Crazy. And so a few announcements there, so you guys know the whole jig, everything. Sorry, I got a little personal for you guys, so you guys can understand me properly. But as of right now, I'm not a sane person. Like, I'm suffering the loss of my mum, even though it's been like 9-10 years. My mum passed away in 2014 from a brain hemorrhage. And I'm the kind of weakened individual that, like, I cannot just simply get over it, you know, like, getting over it would mean disrespect to my mum. I fear that if I do eventually get over it, she comes in my dreams and she says, "Why did you leave me?" and this and that, and I will just wake up a very sad man, and you know, like a "I knew it" kind of attitude. But yeah, I'm a weak individual, guys. I'm not strong enough to get over someone passing, especially it's your mum. Like, I spent my whole life with her, and she just gone suddenly, and that's it. I can't do that. That's why I wear black clothes every day, to celebrate the dark times of my life. You know, unless someone could like teach me how to be strong and just pretend that it can happen, just walk away from it, then yeah. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to do right now. Like, suicide is the only option, like, for me, because I'm like, simply cannot get over it. Like, I'm in a world right now where no one understands you, you know? No one kind of, like, understands you and everything. And, yeah. Flirting with a chick that I've known for 9 years. Truthfully, I'm not telling lies. You can even tell her yourself. When did you last meet him and all that? When did you first time meet him? She will tell you the same thing. 2015, through Twitter. I kind of understand that kind of mistake right now. Think of it as like this. You're a regular customer from a shop. You know, like, you know the employers in the shop. You know, like, you know the shopkeeper. You know the manager. You know, even know the manager's family. And you've been a regular customer for 9 years straight, and all of a sudden you just suddenly decided to go all flirty with that manager, you know, like the actual manager of the store. And she basically did something called a self-aware thing. Every chick has that, don't get me started on that. And she basically called the cops and said that my regular customer was flirting with me, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the way he was flirting with me, and here we are, going to court multiple times, unpaid community service, 180 hours, potential jail sentence soon, TM. Here's the best part, here's the worst part, is, you know how I said medical negligence earlier on today? Well, that's pretty much why people cannot get why I'm after her. Because she herself was a very popular shopkeeper back in the day of Twitch. And like, at the time I asked her about a certain video game question, and she was like, "Why don't you come follow me and I'll help you?" It's like you grabbing a gamer's cheat manual and resisting the urge to read it. You know, like having the urge to read it and all that. And yeah, here we are. Medical negligence. Doctors won't even give that information to them. You know, doctors won't even give that. That is a really cool, fancy look right there. Like, I don't know what that is, but I kind of dig it right now. Yeah, so really, doctors won't even kind of, won't even submit that, won't even, believe that. They'll basically turn it against me. They'll turn it, deem me insane. But she somehow fixed me, and I was able to see my mum again. And most people don't know the sad story, but one day when I speak to the right person, and I tell that right person the why and what happened and everything of a kind, that right person will instantly, I can almost see it right now, realize, understand what's happened, and basically cannot believe why, cannot believe it. That person will be of high kind of level in this case. Like, this person will have the power to say, mind my French, but fuck off to the police. Like fuck off to the judge, fuck off to the doctors, fuck off to everyone involved, and mostly fuck off to the manager. And this is the real picture here. This is the real reality here. And I have many power and authority to go further in this case, and I can literally change the judge's mind. And this is what he suffers from, and this is why he was after her. And part of me wishes that was a reality, but sadly, that person does not exist in my life, you know? Like, that person does not exist in my life. I wish she was. And this person is like the best out of the medical background, the best out of the law background, the best out of personal kind of life background. And somehow, somewhere, this person also gets, gets full authority, and just has my information on a screen right in front of her. Everything from where I come from, everything from this and that. And this person also looks at my social media, and she basically this person instantly turns a fan on me. Basically they like what they see, and they understand the kind of storylines. This person is this person will straight up look at me and be like, yeah, okay, cool, I dig it and everything, with the potential to join, anything that I do. This person will also, let me tell you something really cool. This person will also look at the roleplay storyline that I'm creating, and look at the whole thing and everything like that, and also have an understanding of, what my real story is, and provide assistance and all that. I like to, picture this person as like the injection, the lethal injection, the lethal injection to the other person, the manager, the death of her voice and everything like that. Basically, this person will instantly nullify every authority, and basically put me on priority first, and you know, like, and basically say, I don't give a fuck what you say. You know, like, this man was after you, he was suffering from this and he was suffering from that, and yet I've looked into your storyline, and I don't like it one bit. And yeah, that person will be like, I'm not going to listen to you any further, I'm not going to even, you know, do anything of a kind any further. And yeah. Listen, I'll tell you right now, will be a no to the other thing right now. I can almost see it, right? This person comes, sees it, understands day one, literally their office, and I'm there just crying, believe it. And part is that person, me so much love to my mum as well. This person is meow. That's called data. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. Just a fantasy, you know, like fantasy chat, some sort of. That is just that I running in my. What if it's nowhere out of nowhere, like a, you know, like. I don't need to say everything I think of yours. I know everything, even knows, and this comment. What the like, even them suddenly about me, and it's. Mosh. I love the. You see, me. Cool. But whoever just saw that stream's going. I don't know if I was still here. That little person. Yeah. The shape line is that kind of thing. On the supernatural thing of that is out of, on the right. Tells everyone's Karen and our. I hope you and Wizard is back kind of thing. Thanks for what very kind of Monty. I'm thinking, you know, I'm thinking in a my role play storyline catching in my mind, you know. Thanks for watching. Soon. Maybe some